welcome to Kush News, the newscast of the African diaspora. I'm your anchor, Ochanda, daily bringing you the top stories from Africa and the Caribbean. Let's take a look at today's news on Friday, July 19th, 2024. We go to Kenya, where the president introduces a new cabinet. In a televised address, President William Ruto announced 12 cabinet members, 6 from the previous cabinet that he fired.
I have started the process of forming a new broad-based cabinet to assist in driving the urgently needed and irreversible transformation of our country. I nominate the following first batch of 11 individuals for consideration and approval by the National Assembly for appointment as cabinet secretaries and Attorney General.
President Ruto recalled Professor Kithure Kindiki and nominated the international law professor to take back his role as CS Interior. Kindiki bounces back to Harambee House after a week-long stay in the cold, necessitated by the dismissal of the cabinet by President Ruto. Although Kindiki has come under fire from the opposition and the civil society over the handling of the anti-government protest, his stint at the Interior Ministry was characterized by the fight against banditry in the north, as well as attempt to resolve a backlog in the processing of passports and other citizenship documents at the immigration docket. Aden Duale, a close ally of President William Ruto, is also set to make it back to the defense docket. Duale declared a security emergency and called in the military to restore order when he previously served in the docket, has also been at the forefront in calling for stability amid escalated protests in the country.
The mass firing last week was an answer to demands from the youth-led protests that had forced him to withdraw the $2.7 billion proposed in tax hikes. The protests have resulted in more than 50 deaths since mid-June, with many demonstrators calling for Ruto to resign. Large protests took place again this week, despite the president's call to refrain. President Ruto reappointed the ministers of Interior, Defense, Environment, and Lands, and changed the portfolios of 2 other ministers. The appointee to be Education Minister, Julius Ogomba, was the running mate of the outgoing Education Minister. The nominees to be Ministers of Health, Information, Agriculture, Water, and Education did not appear to have political backgrounds. Leading activists behind the protests have quickly panned the appointments. The protests have left Ruto caught in between pressures from lenders to pay down high debts and public pressure from high living costs. The government has proposed austerity measures to narrow the deficit caused by shelving the proposed tax hikes. Kenyan media outlets had earlier reported that some members of the political opposition were likely to be named to Ruto's new cabinet. Those in Kenya. Let us know your thoughts on Ruto's new cabinet, especially with 6 being some from the old cabinet. We want to hear from you. Let's go to Zambia, where the president fires the entire anti-corruption board. Zambia's president, Hakainde Hichilema, has taken the extraordinary step of firing the entire board of the country's corruption bust body. This comes after they themselves were accused of corruption. Also, the head of Anti-Corruption Commission, Thom Shamakamba, resigned from his post. Both he and the country's Solicitor General, Marshall Muchende, were accused of taking kickbacks. Both men strongly deny the allegations. President Hichilema came into power 3 years ago. Since then, authorities have been investigating a number of officials from the former government, accusing them of corruption.
We must work together, community members, Zambians, all of us, to root out corruption in our society. You can't root out corruption in 2 years, 11 months. Because you find a fiber of people, a number of people who have grown up thinking that corruption is the way to go. But we expect you graduating today to help society to bring control and show people that you can be successful without being corrupt. If you veer on the wrong side, you are on the corrupt side, you are on your own. Simple. It's as simple as that. We said when we took office, we will fight corruption of yesterday, corruption of today, corruption of tomorrow. but we shall do it professionally.
The explosive allegations are that the ACC officials have been taking payments from politicians targeting the probe in exchange for amnesty. The whistleblower of this entire investigation is a man called O'Brien Kaba, who was once a board member of the ACC. He said that the ACC must be reformed, alleging that the rot goes beyond the 4 fired board members and affects the entire institution. Mr. Kaba has been sued by Mr. Muchende for defamation, a step that other figures have yet to take. A statement from Zambia's presidency said that dissolving the board was unnecessary to renew the Anti-Corruption Commission's sacred mandate. This statement announcing Mr. Shamakamba's resignation was also issued by State House, leading some to speculate whether, in fact, he had been fired. Those in Zambia, let us know your thoughts on the entire anti-corruption board being fired. Let us know on if you feel that it will end here or more is to come. Go to the Caribbean and end it there. We go to Haiti, where police have recaptured an important port. Kenyan and Haitian police officers have successfully recaptured a key port in Port-au-Prince after a fierce gun battle with rebels had occurred. According to the Kenyan police commander, Godfrey Otunge, the team, alongside Haitian National Police, reclaimed control of critical infrastructure, including a public hospital previously dominated by the rebels. This operation followed the Haitian Prime Minister's declaration of a 30-day state of emergency, affecting 14 cities across the Caribbean nation. The mission assured people of Haiti and their commitment to combat the rebels and free the country from an unending crime entanglement. Significant progress has been reported since the arrival of a second contingent of troops from Kenya. Godfrey Otunge further explained that on July 17th, during a joint patrol with the Haitian police, forces encountered armed rebels. Those in Haiti, let us know your thoughts on Kenyan and Haitian police recapturing the port in Port-au-Prince. When we come back, we'll have today's African proverb of the day. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Let's take a look at today's African proverb of the day. It comes to us from Swahili. And it reads, love has to be shown by deeds, not by words. Once again, love has to be shown by deeds, not by words. Swahili proverb. But I love you, baby. We always hear it in songs and TV shows and movies. I love you. I love you. I love you, girl. And then usually the one that's proclaiming it is usually doing the least. You know, in the West, we have like, oh, you know, don't try to do the most. You're doing the most. It's funny because the opposite also happens, is that oftentimes people be doing the least when they're proclaiming that they're doing the most. Yeah. And not only does this resonate with love, but a lot of things, you know. For instance, most of you that are working, you know, employers aren't going to be paying you to do the most, or to do the least. Sorry. You know, just sitting back at your job are more than likely grounds to get you terminated, to get you fired. So, you know, whether it's in your work life, your romantic life, your social life, you know, try not to do the least. There's somebody that I listen to, and they say, you know, whatever you're doing, do it the best. If you're a mechanic, be the best mechanic that you can be. If you're a photographer, be the best photographer that you can be. And he also says, if you're a thief, be the best thief that you can be. Steal, rob, and do those things and be the best that you can be. Don't half-ass things. Let me know your interpretation of today's African proverb of the day, as well as your thoughts, views, questions, comments, and concerns on the top stories. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make it your best friend. Boom. Kush News on Kush Combos TV. I'm Ochanda. We'll see you soon.